Hello, everybody, and welcome into Perspectives. I'm Sam Jones, and this is, of course, the home edition. And I'm so glad you're here with us. And I'm so glad that you've been wearing a mask. Because if you were not watching this show, you'd probably not be wearing a mask. So I like to think folks who watch this show wear masks, and you're going to get the shots, and you're going to take care of yourselves and each other. Now, having said that, I'll put my little editorial over here on the side for a minute. Today is going to be kind of fun because on both segments of our get together, I get to visit with some old friends, and we're going to kick this ball off and get to running right now with Eileen Bradshaw. You probably remember Eileen from the Northwest Oklahoma Food Bank. Now she's with Life Senior Services, and she's the CEO and the head honcho over there. Eileen, good to see you.
It's so good to see you. And I don't have my mask on because I'm closed up in my office looking at you, but I promise I wear my mask and I've gotten my shots.
I know you did, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't have to question. How are you doing?
Good. These are unusual times, but I think we're all learning a lot.
Boy, no kidding. You find out who your friends are real quick.
You do.
A little bit about Life Senior Services. I know it's a nonprofit, but let the folks at home know what it's all about.
It's really an organization that exists to help seniors stay active and happy and healthy. You don't have to abandon all of those pursuits just because you're aging. So we have a number of services starting out for active seniors. We have senior centers where you can come and learn improv or pickleball or line dancing. We help folks procure the right Medicare Part D coverage. We do taxes for folks. Some of our most important programming is through our Senior Link program. You can call us and say, I'm looking for a plumber that gives a senior discount, or you can call and say, I think my spouse has dementia. I mean, it's really the whole span. And we have folks that will help guide you to resources. If you need a case manager, something a little more intensive, we can help with that. We have behavioral health. We really have seen those calls skyrocket since the pandemic started.
Oh, yeah.
And
you also
the Vintage
folks,
magazine.
Folks that need vaccination, you can help guide them in the right direction.
We made a bunch of appointments for folks last year. We're now getting ready to make booster shot appointments. We have a grant that helps us provide transportation. So if you're wanting to get a shot, we can help you set up the appointment and we can send a ride. Somebody will stay there with you and bring you home. So
what a great organization. Now, your background, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't you kind of connected at the hip to Chicago?
Well, I went to college in Illinois. I'm from Tulsa, but I went to college in Galesburg, Illinois, where the last big event on campus was the Lincoln Douglas debate. So it was a pretty quiet place.
Now you come here, you take a look at the lay of the land, and all of a sudden you go, wow. And when you try to tell friends about it who don't live here, they have a little trouble understanding it. What's that all about?
Tulsa, I don't know. Tulsa is, and I think it's changing, I think with Tulsa Remote and some of those other programs, but it's a very well kept secret. It's a very generous, sophisticated place that quite often people who aren't from here underestimate.
Let's talk about Give 5, because this is a very interesting program that started, I believe, up in Springfield, Missouri, and now it's nationwide. What is it?
Give 5 is, I think the term that they use is a civic matchmaking program. What it really means is that we will help folks who are seniors and wanting to get engaged in the community find the right place to do that. So we're asking folks who take part in the program. The title is called Give 5 because at the end of the program, we ask that folks who've gone through it give at least 5 hours a month to volunteering. But nationally, these statistics are much higher. In Springfield, I think the average graduate gives 28 hours a month volunteering. So they must find something that they like.
Okay, let me see if I understand this correctly. Given all the nonprofits that we have in this part of the world, that means you can help plug them into any one or more of those groups, can't you?
Yes, so our first class starts on October 5th, and we're planning to have at least 4 every calendar year. The class has about 20 people. So, and that's a nice byproduct of this activity is that you meet some other people who may have just retired or been retired for a while. And so we really believe that it's more fun to go volunteer if you have a buddy. And this should
Sure.
provide opportunity. The
Mhm.
mornings, the class will focus on issues that Tulsa has. I think the first session kicks off with Charlie Baker talking about the emotional side of retirement. Then we'll have John Schumann, who is president of OU. He's going to come in and talk about the public health aspect and so on. Then in the afternoon, we're all going to get on a bus wearing our masks. And you do have to be vaccinated at this point to take part because of the close proximity. And you're going to get to go see about 5 nonprofits each day and learn about what they do and what volunteers can do to help further their mission. So we have
kind of see whether or not
nonprofits, I
you might
think.
fit in.
Pardon me?
I said, kind of see whether or not you might fit in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it'll be 5 Tuesdays in a row. And then we'll have a graduation and people will be released to go out and change the world.
What a great way to get folks involved. I love this idea. Are you involved in any of these as a volunteer, or is your time just eaten up with Life Senior Services?
I do volunteer. I do still volunteer, probably not as much as I want to. And that's one of the things that I love about Give 5. When I retire, I'm signing up. I'm getting on that bus. I can't wait because there are so many cool opportunities in Tulsa that, you can support financially, but their volunteer opportunities are only during the workday. So I'm really looking forward to when that happens.
I can't tell you, Eileen, how many times in the last month I've heard someone in my age bracket to say, well, there's just nothing for me to do. I mean, everybody's either moved or dead or something, and it's just me. But that's not really the case. I mean, all you got to do is reach out.
That is so true. And that is what I'm excited about, what Give 5 will do for Tulsa. I think that we'll reap some really great benefits. But the real purpose of Give 5 is exactly what you just described. So many people prepare financially for retirement. And then when they get there, like you say, their friends move or they've died or they just don't know how to fill their days. And isolation is the enemy of all good things, right?
Oh, tell me.
So this is doing good and combating that isolation that can hold back our health and our happiness.
There have been books written and movies made about folks who retired and then became a volunteer with an organization only to find out they were in a position to really help that organization grow.
Yes. I had a volunteer once knock on my door who's brilliant. And it was when I was at the food bank, and he stuck his head in and he said, I've been here sorting apples for the last week and I'll keep doing it. But, he was a Harvard MBA. He's like, I might be able to help you in other ways. And he came in and did financial modeling and showed us what the next decade could look like. And it was like magic. It's something that I could appreciate, but never do on my own. And I'm so glad that he stuck his head in that day and said, I might be able to do something else besides count these apples.
And there are folks out there like that all over town.
Yes. I'm hoping that those folks are watching your show right now.
I hope so too. And I hope they've had a vaccination of some sort and they've got a mask they're twirling on their finger saying, got you covered, Sammy Cakes. That's all I need to know.
Yes.
We got about 3 minutes, Eileen. I want to hammer home again this Give 5 and how one would get involved. Let's say recently widowed or recent widower. Friends reach out and try to touch and help, but it's just not filling the gap. What do they do? How do they get involved in Give 5?
Well, they can call us. Our number is 918-664-9000. And they say they're calling about Give 5. We can send them information on that. They can go to our website, which is lifeseniorservices.org, and we can get them an application. Like I said, this class is starting on the 5th. We already have a waiting list for the next one, but it's not full. So I would really encourage people just to jump in.
Just roll up your sleeves and go for it.
Yes.
Hey, I want to thank you for taking time to visit with me. In the 2 minutes I've got left, I can't say enough good about this lady, folks, that the good she's done in our town since she's been here, and how she's helped spread the word about what a wonderful place it is to live. And Eileen, kudos to you for that and so much more.
It's so good to see you. Thank you for helping us get the word about Give 5.
keep us posted on that and let us know, because I'll bet you a nickel there's going to be an organization out there, some nonprofit's going to say, you know what? We could use help here doing this. And there might be, as you say, a Harvard MBA that could come along and say, I know a faster way to do that.
Yes.
Or I know a way to help raise funds for your nonprofit, which they all desperately need. Eileen, thank you. And we will talk again.
Okay. So good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And watch the rain. It's raining right now, by the way, folks, while we're taping this.
Yes, here too.
I'll see you next time, Eileen.
Okay. Take care.
You too. Short break, and we'll be back with more right after this.